$4.5 billion. Whether it's tornadoes, hurricanes, or ice storms, Simon and Justin will go anywhere for extreme weather.
Wake up with Al and your weather today. Weekday mornings from 6 to 11 on the Weather Channel. And now, your local on the 8s.
Hi, meteorologist Kim Cunningham with a weather update. Of course, the Pacific Northwest, a big story with the snow, but also a big story is the temperature and how warm we're going to get out ahead of our trough in the west. Temperatures 16 degrees above the average for some of us. Check out where the jet stream is. It's way up here to the north with the trough in the west, why we're seeing such cool temperatures here over the next couple of days. And eventually, that will begin to shift south, where we'll see some cooler air getting into the south. We'll have weather updates every 30 minutes, or go to weather.com 24/7. We now return you to Full Force Nature.
Now, on Full Force Nature. In Texas, a flash flood swallows a woman's car. Firefighters rush to save her life. One of the largest recorded tornadoes in history blows apart a building full of people. A quiet day in Texas takes a turn for the worse when a violent downburst causes 100-mile-an-hour winds. South of the border, a Category 4 hurricane throws debris and destroys buildings in a small beach town. And a powerful hailstorm in the Midwest
windshield is busted.
Catches drivers by surprise. Extreme weather told by the people who survive. Right now on Full Force Nature. Full Force Nature. At times, it's predictable. When we least expect it, the unthinkable happens in the blink of an eye. This looks like an innocent creek, but during one stormy November night, it suddenly turns into a raging river.
This was all underwater from about the 45-mile-per-hour sign over here to well behind where I'm standing. We would be underwater right now where we're standing.
It's pouring in Austin, Texas, and Bull Creek is overflowing on a low crossing area over which cars can usually pass. But the volume of rainfall is creating flash flood conditions.
When a flash flood problem does arise, it can change dramatically. A creek that normally has just barely a trickle going down it in a short period of time can rise 10 feet.
In just 35 minutes, Bull Creek does just that, and it shows no signs of stopping.
I've been at this station for 16 years. I've never seen that volume of water.
One motorist who tries to avoid the floodwaters suddenly becomes swept up into them. The driver is completely trapped.
The caller that was on the scene noticed her floating down the side road and then came into the main current of the creek, and it slammed her up against the guardrail. At that time, the water was probably about right below the windows of her vehicle, and she couldn't get out.
Captain Johnson and the other firefighters spring into action. Time is clearly of the essence.
With a water rescue, we know that oftentimes seconds matter, and this time it really mattered. Very, very time critical incident.
Fortunately, the fire station is only 100 yards away from the trapped woman.
And by the time we'd gotten there, which was only a matter of a minute or two, the water was now well over the roof of the car. And when I first pulled up, all we could see was one head. We weren't sure what we had. The car was completely submerged. The water was well over the roof line at this time, in just a matter of a minute or two that it took us to get there.
She forces her convertible top open and stands in the driver's seat. She fights to stay above the water, but the current is gaining momentum.
It was an amazing amount of force that she was contending with. She was barely hanging on as it was, and the water was getting worse. So the situation was deteriorating rapidly, and we knew we had to do something very quickly. She was about 100 feet from the side we were on, and using the aerial ladder to reach out to her and try and bring her up onto the ladder was about the only option that we had.
They use every bit of the ladder's 105 feet. But time is running out.
The water was rising, and she couldn't hold on to the car anymore, and it was either grab the ladder or get washed downstream, and that's why she grabbed the ladder. So when the two firefighters got out there, they were able to just grab her and hoist her up onto the ladder.
Yeah, they have her out of the water, finally.
The woman survives the ordeal, and Captain Johnson knows how lucky she is.
A lot of things went right for us that day, and for the lady. She was able to force the roof open. If she hadn't been able to do that, she would not have made it.
When nature struck, it took the quick action of local rescue teams and the cool head of the driver to avert catastrophe. But when chasers are on the hunt for tornadoes, they have no one to help them but themselves.
Oh, big tornado! Gee, there's a big tornado on the ground.
Sometimes the tables are turned on the storm chasers. That's what happened to Jim Bishop when he found himself pursued by a ferocious Nebraska tornado with nearly lethal consequences.
As a storm chaser, you want to put yourself in the tornado's path, but you want to get out of it, you know, plenty of time.
It's heading for us.
I'm videotaping due south, and at this point, the tornado is 2.5 miles wide. So right now, it's just a black wedge.
Just 25 miles southwest of Lincoln, Nebraska, this enormous tornado is packing winds estimated in excess of 200 miles an hour.
It's cutting us off. Okay. It's cutting us off. Our road goes south.
We're going to head back to town.
Yeah, go south, guys.
Listen to that thing roar. Okay, it's going to...
Don't panic.
Our escape route wasn't going to work. We had to choose another one, which was dangerous, but much more safe than staying in the path of the tornado.
Oh, my God. Oh, keep on going, Simon. Just keep on going. Keep on going.
The back right windshield, it actually went out. It cracked. Some piece of debris hit it.
I'm getting out of here.
With the massive F4 tornado nipping at their heels, Jim and his friends frantically look for shelter in the town of Wilbur, Nebraska.
Get out! Get out! Get out of the car!
They take refuge in an empty building, but even that can't protect them from the tornado's violent winds.
I held the camera as steady as I could, and what's going through my mind, I'm thinking, okay, if this thing hits us, we're screwed, basically. Bottom line, there was no way that I was going to miss out on the video opportunity, because I'm already there.
Watch what happens as the camera keeps rolling. The front of the building blows apart.
Within 2 or 3 seconds, it was somewhat like an explosion. Boom! You could tell that there was a circulation hitting us because the things that were hanging down from the ceiling in the front of the building actually were forced forward, like they were being sucked in, and all the bricks from the top of the building came crashing down.
You guys okay? You okay, Jim?
Fine. We were taking probably the most precautions we could. That was probably the safest thing to do, and bit us in the behind.
Luckily, the storm chasers were in the back of the building when the tornado struck. They walked out without a scratch. The same can't be said for their car, which bears the scars of the devastating tornado.
As a storm chaser, it's a sobering experience to have a storm, you know, kind of chase you. After you're chasing it, you become the chasee, I guess. You know, you have to take refuge in a building, and a tornado hits you. It makes you really appreciate severe weather and really have a lot of respect for Mother Nature.
Coming up on Full Force Nature, when buildings come crashing down under the weight of Hurricane Kenna, survival will depend on blind luck. But first, a Texas-sized windstorm comes out of nowhere and leaves its mark.
People think because I spend all my weekends at the racetrack, my life is predictable. Actually, things are constantly changing. And whether I need to protect my ATV, my truck, a new home, cover my home away from home, having life insurance, or a growing business, with Nationwide Insurance, I can bundle them together and save. You can too, up to 25%. So call Nationwide Insurance today to bundle and save.
Nationwide is on your side. Call 866-500-5555.
For other helpful tips that help you plan ahead, visit weather.com/ready.
With diabetes, it's tough to keep life balanced. I don't always have time to eat like I should. And the more I focus on everything else, the less time I have to take care of me. That's why I like Glucerna shakes. They have slowly digestible carbs to help minimize blood sugar spikes, which can help lower A1C. Glucerna products help me keep everything balanced.
I'm good.
Well, almost everything.
Glucerna, delicious shakes, bars, and cereal, helping people with diabetes find balance.
Introducing the Thunderbolt by HTC. Immense power, scorching speed. The first phone strong enough to run on the fastest, most advanced 4G network in America.
Most Americans aren't eating enough whole grains. That's what's incredible about Quaker Oatmeal Squares. A single serving has 46 grams of whole grains. That's 96% of your minimum whole grain needs for the day. Are you kidding me? They fuel you up to start your day right, and they taste great. Amazing mornings start with Quaker Oatmeal Squares. So come on, get up and get going.
Lately, we've been looking for faucets in all these designer home magazines.
Look at that one.
Oh, wow.
Am I
that
right?
looks pricey.
So we went to Lowe's, and that's where we heard Sarah say,
nobody beats our prices.
music to my ears.
Well, that's why at Lowe's we sell more Kohler, Moen, and Delta than any national retailer. And of course, nobody beats our prices. Nobody.
I love that.
Experience. Lowe's. Let's build something together. Through March 14th, save up to $400 instantly on products for your next bathroom update.
February is the month to book your Atlanta's vacation. Book by February 28th to receive free companion airfare and your fourth night free for travel now through summer. Plus, kids stay and eat free. Call 800-ATLANTIS. Offer ends February 28th.
A lot of weather.
Brutally cold.
A big problem.
A lot of action across the country. Cancellations across the board.
And a little fun.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Wake up with Al and your weather today. Weekday mornings from 6 to 11 Eastern on the Weather Channel.
Welcome back to Full Force Nature. Deep in the heart of Texas, a summer storm unleashes its fury on the town of Hudson Oaks, just west of Fort Worth. It takes no prisoners. Without warning, winds are thrust downward from a thunderstorm and whip up to an estimated 100 miles per hour.
I pulled over into the gas station so I could get some kind of shelter. Within, I'd say, 10 seconds of putting the car in park, this first blast of wind came through.
Mike Tice captures this amazing footage as the roof of a gas station is literally torn off.